They said he was just a poor kid, living in the dark, fixing other people's broken things, until one night he decided to fix his own life. What happened next changed everything. Daniel was 19 years old. Nothing in his life had ever come easy. He lived with his mother in a small town at the edge of the city. His father had left when he was 10, leaving behind nothing but an old toolbox and a promise that one day Daniel would fix the world. His mother worked long hours cleaning offices. Daniel picked up part-time jobs wherever he could, sometimes at the local grocery store, sometimes helping in repair shops. But no matter how hard he tried, it never seemed to be enough. Every night when he came home, he looked up at the ceiling. The light bulb in their tiny one-room house hadn't worked in months. They couldn't afford to replace it. That dark, lifeless bulb somehow represented his entire life, stuck, silent, and dim. One night, he came home to find a note on the table. His mother had written, "One day, you'll light up the world with your own hands. Just don't give up." That night, Daniel took his father's old screwdriver set and started taking the broken bulb apart. He didn't know what he was doing. Sparks flew, glass cracked, and for a second he thought he'd shocked himself. But something happened inside him that night. He realized, if you want to fix something, you have to be brave enough to get shocked. From that day on, Daniel made a promise to himself. He would learn how to fix everything. He turned the old shed behind their house into a tiny workshop. He collected broken TVs, old radios, and computers from the neighborhood trash. Every night after his mother fell asleep, he worked by candlelight, taking things apart, learning, failing, and trying again. At first, nothing worked. But one night, at 2 a.m., he managed to fix an old radio. When he heard the faint sound of static, his eyes filled with tears. It wasn't just noise. It was proof that something broken could live again. Months passed. People in the town began to notice the boy who could fix anything. Daniel fixed my lamp. He repaired my TV. He brought my computer back to life. Soon there was a line of people outside his little shed. He wasn't rich, but he was finally needed. And every time someone said, "Thank you," it felt like electricity running through his heart. Daniel kept learning. He took free online courses in electronics, renewable energy, and robotics. Most people quit after a few weeks. Daniel didn't. He studied every night until 3 a.m., falling asleep at his desk with wires tangled in his hands. 2 years later, he created his first invention, a backup light system that turned on automatically during power cuts. It was small, but genius in its simplicity. He installed it in the homes of elderly neighbors, and for the first time, their houses stayed bright during blackouts. A local newspaper published a story about him, the boy who found light in the dark. One morning, Daniel found an envelope in the mail. Inside was a letter from a university offering him a full scholarship in electrical engineering. He stared at it for minutes, unable to believe it. He turned to his mother, tears in his eyes. "Mom," he said softly, "I think I finally learned how to fix the light." She smiled, holding his hand. "No, Daniel, you didn't just fix the light. You became it." 5 years later, Daniel was running his own renewable energy company. On the wall behind his desk hung a single, cracked light bulb, the one that never worked. He kept it there as a reminder. Every morning before starting work, he looked at it and whispered, "Fixing your life doesn't always start big. Sometimes it starts with the courage to turn the power back on. And maybe that's what life is all about. Not waiting for someone to bring you light, but learning how to build it, even when everything around you is dark."
what's your life? Tell me what's your life? Go!